There's a certain kind of power that shows up when you start healing, a quiet, sovereign kind of energy. The kind of energy that makes the room subtly shift, like it realized the main character just entered the scene. It's the kind of energy that makes you walk into a space and your intuition goes, hmm, something's shifting. And she's right, because it's you. Softer, steadier, and finally aware of how magnetic you really are. Your inner world softens, and suddenly your outer world starts rearranging itself like it just got word that the queen is awake. And she'd like things to look a little more correct, thank you. Hi, loves. Welcome back to Amy's View Unscripted. I'm Amy, and this is Life in Motion, where we grow with intention, connect with purpose, and rise to meet our potential, moving the whole world forward by becoming who we're meant to be. Today, we're stepping into the second ring, the one where your healing starts touching your relationships. The intimate ones, the tender ones, the soul level ones, the ones who feel your energy before they even register your words. Now, obviously, as a feminine person, I'm going to be talking both from and towards the feminine perspective, but obviously, this is for anyone in a healing journey. Here's the thing no one explains. When a woman heals, her energy doesn't stay quiet. It radiates. It recalibrates the field around her. It changes what she allows, what she entertains, what she feels, and what she refuses to carry. And frankly, she looks damn good doing it. And people feel it. Some are drawn in like your glow is a warm hearth that they didn't even know they were cold without. Some get intimidated because your clarity exposes everything that they hoped would stay blurry. Some suddenly don't know where to place you because you're not playing the part they wrote for the version of you who didn't know her own worth. Your healed self moves differently. She loves differently. She listens differently. She chooses differently. She's softer in her essence, but sharper in her discernment. She's warmer, but she no longer burns herself to keep anyone else cozy. She's magnetic, but only to what's meant for her. She's sensual, but only when her spirit feels safe. She's sweet, but she's also done sugarcoating her boundaries. She has a voice now, a knowing, a glow that wasn't there before. The kind that looks suspiciously like inner peace, but also like very good lighting. And that glow, oh, it stirs things. Old dynamics wobble, new ones appear. Some people pull closer like they've been waiting for you to step into yourself. Others flinch like you turned the lights on too fast. That's the feminine mysticism of healing. Your energy speaks before your mouth ever does. And honestly, it's doing half of your flirting for you at this point. And this episode, this is where we explore how that new, intuitive, grounded kind of power transforms the way you love and connect. Because the healed you does not approach relationships the way she once did. And thank God for that. We are not revisiting those plot lines. Romantic relationships are where your healing gets the loudest. Intimacy presses right up against every place you've grown and every place you're still learning to soften. Before healing, you might have mistaken intensity for compatibility, chemistry for connection. chaos for passion, being needed for being loved, butterflies for intuition, when really they were anxiety just wearing red lipstick. But when you heal, oh love, the way you love shifts from the inside out. Your heart gets wiser, your body gets louder, your intuition becomes flirtatious. She raises an eyebrow when something feels off and practically purrs when something feels aligned. You start noticing the energetics of romance before the psychology ever catches up. A healed woman picks up on tone, intention, inconsistency, emotional temperature, reciprocity, and whether someone treats her softness like soil or an inconvenience. You feel everything more clearly, not because you're more fragile, but because everything is finally in tune. Your body becomes your oracle. Your intuition becomes your compass. Your heart becomes your gatekeeper instead of your liability. And here's where it gets deliciously spicy. You can't be seduced by potential anymore. It just doesn't hit. You want presence. You want actual alignment. You want someone whose energy feels like, come closer, instead of, solve me. That version of you who romanticized breadcrumbs, she's been laid to rest with honors. Now you crave connections that flirt with your soul, not just your nervous system. Healing also changes your standards in the most beautiful ways. You start wanting someone who speaks your language without making you shrink. Someone emotionally brave, not emotionally avoidant. Someone who cherishes your intuition instead of mocking it. Someone who can hold you without holding you back. Someone who knows your heart is a sacred space, not a hobby. And because you've stopped betraying yourself in love, your body stops confusing adrenaline with affection. There's this deep shift where you realize, I want to be with someone who makes my nervous system relax, not perform. Healed love can be less fireworks and more warm candle in a quiet room. Sensual, safe, steady. Desire without danger. Although don't let anyone tell you you can't have fireworks too. Partners who can meet your softness with strength and your strength with softness suddenly feel like home. The kind of home with good lighting, emotionally literate walls, and a magnetic pull. Partners who don't run from depth. Partners who don't wilt under truth. Partners who see your evolution as an invitation and not a threat. Your energy becomes a spell, filtering out what drains and pulling in what's ready. You become harder to access, but easier to love. That's the magic of healed attraction. It's grown, intentional, emotionally erotic. And for once, you don't lose yourself in the process. Healing doesn't just change how you love, it changes who you love and who suddenly loves you. You stop being attracted to what breaks you. You stop interpreting chaos as chemistry. You stop bonding with people who light up your fear responses instead of your future. The old patterns that used to feel like destiny, now they taste like a red flag just dipped in nostalgia. Cute from afar, concerning up close. Your healed self can spot emotional unavailability from across the room like it's a bad cologne. Instead, you feel pulled towards something steadier, softer, more nourishing, more grown. You start craving connections that flirt with your inner world, not just your outer one. Connections that feel like exhaling into someone instead of bracing around them. Your attachment shifts too. You become less anxious because you no longer chase what doesn't choose you. Less avoidant because intimacy no longer feels like a trap. Less chaotic because chaos no longer feels like home. Healed attraction is quiet, deep, slow, sensual, and absolutely intentional. Your energy starts calling in people who can actually meet you. People who apologize with real words. People who listen. People who don't make you decode their love like a puzzle. People who make your body feel safe and your soul reached. You become someone who chooses from your healed places, not your hurting ones. And that alone changes the entire trajectory of your romantic life. Healing has resonance, a vibration that moves beyond you into the spaces you touch. People feel the change in you, even if they can't articulate it. Your presence becomes grounding. Your energy becomes a soft recalibration. Your nervous system becomes a tuning fork. People soften near you without even knowing why. Strangers relax. Conversations deepen. Tension dissipates. You become the kind of presence that make others breathe differently. Not because you're preaching, not because you're performing peace, but because you are peace. A peace you earned, nurtured, and learned to carry. Your healing becomes fertile. It grows things. It blooms in people who cross your path. It leaves beauty behind like petals. Your resonance becomes a quiet invitation into honesty, into depth, and into self-return. People remember themselves in your presence. The parts they buried, the softness they forgot, the tenderness they thought was too much. This is the mystic part of healing. Your energy becomes the medicine. There's a kind of healing that expands into the world without you ever forcing it. A field you generate, a warmth you emanate, a quiet influence that turns rooms into gentler places. Your steadiness becomes a balm. Your intuition becomes a guide. Your presence becomes a soft space to land. You carry the truth the way some people carry perfume. Noticeable, subtle, warm, transformative, a scent of safety. Your healing creates its own ecosystem, and the world around you rearranges itself to match your steadiness. You don't convince anyone. You don't preach to anyone. Your energy simply whispers, "This is what alignment feels like." Healing doesn't just change you, it reveals you, the real you, the intuitive you, the grounded, sensual, wild, soft woman underneath all of the old noise. Once you meet her, you don't go back. You may wobble, you may forget, but you return differently now, with more softness, more truth, more clarity. You know the way home in the dark. Healing is a homecoming, a remembering, a return to the woman you were always meant to be. The woman who loves with discernment, speaks with intention, and moves with a quiet glow that the world can't help but feel. Ask yourself tonight, Where is my healing taking me next? Into deeper love? Into braver connection? Into softer truth? Into a relationship that meets your full spirit? Into being held in ways that feel like safety instead of performance? Wherever it is, you're ready. If something in this episode touched you, tell me in the comments. I love hearing what resonates and what part of your heart is opening next. Thank you for being here, for growing, for choosing yourself more and more each week. This is Life in Motion, and I'm proud of how you're moving. Please join, like, and share, because together we can help inspire each other and maybe help this world soften and rise. And remember, you've got this. Now go live it.